tips and ideas, principles on how you can build a huge business. Now, what I find happens a lot in network marketing is that people end up building a mirage. They want to build a big business, but they go about things the wrong way, utilising the wrong principles, the wrong skills, and in the end they build a business that falls over as quickly as it's built. I don't want anyone doing that. I want you to earn long-term residual income. That's what I'm addicted to, that long-term residual income. I don't think that's actually working. Do you want to see whether I can fix that, and I'll sound. So guys, there's a couple of principles at play that I really want to share with you. Is there anyone here that doesn't believe in the principle of gravity? We can prove that pretty quickly, can't we? Because you can go to the top of the Delta building here and jump off, and even if you don't believe in gravity, you'll find out pretty quickly that it was actually true. Now here in network marketing, there are a lot of things that are actually principles that quite often networkers don't incorporate into their business. Now principles are like the sun coming up the next morning, it's always going to rise again, the tide coming in, the next day. What I like to train people is how to take advantage of network marketing gravity. These are principles that you can make to work for your business to develop something really special. Now, principle number one is I want you to treat this business for what it's worth, not what it costs you. Now, is there anyone here in the room that is a business owner? You have bought a business, or maybe you've bought a franchise. Anyone here in the room that's bought a business or bought a franchise? Raise your hands. Must be someone. Who's bought a business? How much did your business cost? Someone, help me out. Who's bought a business? Who's a business owner? Who's bought a franchise here in the room? How much did it cost you? $45,000. Who paid more than that for a business? Someone? Yes.
Actually, I didn't buy a business, but I sponsor a guy that had a campaign. It's like Tim Horton, country style, but it costs $500,000.
$500,000.
But it's a very small location. I mean, a small store, it costs $500,000.
So if you spent $500,000 on a business, how hard would you work to make that happen? You work pretty hard, don't you?
Sorry.
See, one of the issues that we have with network marketing is that this industry is a very easy industry to get into, but it's an even easier industry to get out of. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
How much does it cost you to join?
$29.95.
And you can't even take your family to the movies for that amount of money. And that's truly what people end up treating this business for, because they haven't risked anything. Business is disposable. So guys, what I want you to do is I don't want you to treat this business for what it cost you. I want you to treat this business for what it's worth. Now, I learned a very valuable lesson from a network marketer, an incredible network marketer that used to work for Bank of America. He had multiple Fortune 500 companies on his books. And when he moved away from banking to become a network marketer, in the end, one thing that he saw that where people would make a fatal flaw was that they never respected the industry that they were in. They didn't realise what power they had between their very fingers. And he would get people, and he would take their application form and put a line through $29.95, and he would write $1 million. Now, if you actually paid that $1 million, you'd have a bit of a different work ethic. Now, guys, even though you don't have to pay $1 million, why not build with that level of intent? Does that make sense? Yes. That's one of the first, principles that I want to get across to you today. Is I want to give you some little X factors on how you can take your business all the way to diamond. Diamonds think differently. Diamonds do differently. And I want you to be able to fall into that routine of taking advantage of the right principles, the right work habits, to be able to build a diamond-sized business. So let's get into it. I'm going to show you all about how to get the right message across. Remember I said earlier that network marketers are highly paid storytellers? See, we have a big issue in network marketing because we have a little bit of an identity crisis. Lots of people want to build a business, but very few people actually understand what are the skills behind network marketing. A lot of people don't understand what their job description is. Now imagine if you became a real estate agent, if you didn't understand that your job was to broker houses, how good would you be? You'd be terrible. You wouldn't make any commissions. You'd be the worst real estate agent here in Toronto. But we have that problem in network marketing. Because whenever I've gone around doing presentations, I've asked people, can you clearly describe what your job description is? If I asked 20 people, I get 20 very different answers. If I ask 20 people the same questions about real estate, I get 20 exact answers. We have an identity crisis. We don't know what we're supposed to do, so how can we be good at it? Network marketers are highly paid storytellers. Your job is to put together the story of Jeunesse and what it's all about to make it interesting so that the right people decide that they want to join you. Your job is not to go out there and close people. Your job is not to go out and sell to people. See, in Australia there are people that have enrolled 300 people, 400 people, 500 people that don't even earn a 20th of what I earn. Because what they're telling people is an incomplete story. And in the end, you know, one of the things that my mother said to me many years ago is that you need to make sure that you do things in a way where the best possible result is always possible. So what does that mean? It means if you're going to be a networker, don't do it the easiest way, don't do it the most convenient way, do it the best way where the very result you're looking for is always going to be possible. Now, too often what we do is we fall victim to compromise, we fall victim to time, we fall victim of trying to find easier ways of doing things that are not better ways. And in the end, our aspirations of being a diamond get watered down where at best we might be a jade, pearl, or if we're lucky, a sapphire. And I don't want you to do that. So one of my missions with building a business in Jeunesse after coming out of retirement is to make people better network marketers than me. So it's taken me 28 years to learn and master a lot of the principles in network marketing. I want you to do it in 8 years, 5 years, 10 years. I want you to do it in less time than what I have. Now, you don't have to convince every single person that you talk to. And that's where a lot of people go wrong. Do you know where to wind up that we really struggle to deal with a sense of rejection? We really struggle with that. Because every time network marketers try to enroll people and someone says no, immediately you look at yourself and you think, what have I done wrong? But the thing is, we're not network marketers are not convincers. Our job is not to enroll everyone. That's a salesperson. A salesperson runs by the numbers. The quantity of people that they convince, you know, to buy their product is how they rate their performance. You know what, a salesperson might close 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. Guys, I convert maybe 1 or 2 out of 10. And it's okay. Because the 10 times that I shared the story about Jeunesse, I succeeded 10 times. It's irrelevant whether people join me or not. Now the problem that we have is that most networkers get so cut up, upset, disappointed that 8 people said no, whereas I get very excited and exhilarated about the 1 or 2 people that said yes, because lightning might strike with 1 or 2 of those people. So I want to show you a couple of principles that can help you succeed in building a great business. Because the most important thing that we need to do is to be a great orator of the Jeunesse story. And so this is what the perfect pitch is all about.
I can't see it.
If you're wanting to build a great business, there are a couple of little cycles You know, if you want to build a hobby, you only need to get to executive or Jade or Pearl, and you can build a business where you're generating, you know, hundreds of dollars per month, maybe getting your products paid for. And to do that, you don't even really need to network. All you need to do is to go and enroll a few friends and family. But I know what we have here in the room today is people that want significant levels of income. Is that correct? Yes. You know, you want significant levels of income? Well, that first goal is sapphire. Now, if you get to the level of sapphire, then you're serious. Okay? If you're sapphire, you're serious. Because in getting to sapphire, it's more than just talking to people about our products. You actually have to help them network. You've got to take people that you talk to and show them how to go out and enroll people, you know, on their list. But getting to sapphire, you're not guaranteed of a level of income that might be significant. There's some sapphires that earn a small amount of money. There's some sapphires that earn a lot. If you want significant income, you must get to the level of Sapphire Elite. Sapphire Elite is the first level where you're guaranteed a career-sized level of income. It's a level of income you probably wouldn't call life-changing. If you want life-changing income, I want your goal to be Ruby. Set your destination as Ruby, because if you get to Ruby, a Ruby that's qualified every month is going to earn a minimum of 100,000 Canadian dollars a year, a six-figure earner. You know, that puts you right up there in that top 2 or 3 percentile of Canadian earners. Now that's pretty significant. Would that give you and your family a whole lot more in the way of choices? Choices with what you do and how you structure your life? Now I want you to understand a few principles in getting there. To get to that level of Ruby, you're not looking for 200 people that you need to enroll. Most people think I'm going to go out and enroll big volumes of people. What you're looking for is to go out and find 6 good people that will build to Sapphire and beyond. 6 good people, 6 good enrolments will take you all the way to Ruby and possibly to Emerald, and maybe even Diamond. So if you're looking for structuring how you do things, where you want to incorporate best work practice, do things in a way where the best possible outcome is possible, why not shoot for enrolling quality rather than quantity? Because quantity doesn't work, guys. And I can show you that time and time and time over again. But sadly what we do, we dumb down the way that we present this business so much, so diluted, that the very person we want to enrol is not inspired enough to do business with you. So why do that? Crazy. You're avoiding the very principle that can help you find what you're looking for. Quality will always outperform quantity. What you need to do is to have the right confidence, the right mindset to go out and live that and put it into practice. So let me show you some of the things that you don't want to do. These are the absolute no-nos. Firstly, what I don't want you to do is to pitch in your comfort zone. We all love Jeunesse, and for some people there is a certain part of the Jeunesse story that you're very, very passionate about, and that's the part that you tend to focus on. For most people, it's the product story, isn't it? For some people, it's just instantly ageless and going out and doing a lot of this with people. Now that's just part of the story, isn't it? I don't want you to prejudge what you think people might be interested in. You know, if you've spoken to someone or you're about to speak to someone and you look at them and you think, this person has about a snowflake's chance in hell of being a distributor. Maybe I'll just sell them the product. Have you prejudged someone like that in the past? I think we all have. And, I don't know, I'm guessing, I'd say maybe 80% of the time you're probably right. But you know what? It's the 20% of the time that you're wrong that really hurts. Because that may have been one of your 6 people. What if it would have been a diamond? Would it be terrible to do things in a way where you make it impossible to find the people that you're looking for? I don't want you to doubt your pitch. Have confidence in it. and I don't want you to edit the story. See, I'm not trying to tell you the easiest way to do things. This is actually the hard way to do things, but it's the most effective way. And so if you're determined to do something significant, you're going to make sure that the way you do things really counts. So remember, going out there and building this business is not all about enrolling huge volumes of people. Going out there and building this business is finding those few that will lead to the many. Sometimes you can have one enrolment that leads to thousands, but it always starts with one. So let's have a look at the yeses. Let's have a look at the things that you really, really have to focus on. So firstly, don't prejudge anyone. Be like a robot. Imagine that everyone that you're talking to is an entrepreneur. Doesn't matter whether everything that you're seeing is telling you otherwise. Imagine that everyone is an entrepreneur. Everyone that you're pitching to is Richard Branson, Donald Trump. Every single time, without exception. I don't even want you to think about it. Is this person an entrepreneur? Is this person just interested in the product? Is it someone in between? No. Everyone is an entrepreneur. I want you to also make sure that you understand that it's okay if it feels scary. But I want you to make it fun. How many people here have enrolled someone where all of a sudden it's like being a breath of fresh air into your business? One person all of a sudden turns things, upside down. They're the people that you're looking for. So you want to make it fun, because when you find that one person, then all of a sudden your business becomes so much more enjoyable. So I call network marketing a little bit like a Forrest Gump business. Who's seen Forrest Gump? One of the best movies of all time. Remember when he was sitting on the bus stop and he was talking to the lady next to him, and he reached over and said, you know what, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. That's how you treat prospecting. Prospects are like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Sometimes you get someone that way exceeds your expectations. And I can promise you this, when it happens once, you'll want it to happen twice, you want it to happen 3 times, and you will never go back to the dark side. You will never want to turn around to go back to do it the simplest way, because you never want to build a business that is always going to be really fragile. Enjoy uncovering like-minded people. Enjoy creating a culture within your team, and make sure that you tell people the full and complete story. So you want to see what you've got to do to make this pitch? It's actually really simple. It comes in 4 parts. If you just remember the number 4, you'll never go wrong. So with regards to the pitch, step 1 is the product. Now why is that important? Well, the product is the hook. The product is what creates conversation. The more time you can spend talking with someone, you end up developing a relationship, you end up developing a greater chance that you're going to enrol a person. So talk all about our products, how fantastic they are. But I want you to do this. I want you to focus on what is the point of difference with our products. Why are our products special? Then part 2 is I want you to talk about who is the incredible company that has made these products. Who is Jeunesse? How long have they been in business for? Why is this company special? Then thirdly, I want you to talk about why it's a great time to get involved in business. Why Jeunesse is the best kept secret here in Toronto. Why the opportunity is so big. Look at the numbers that Jeunesse is generating. And lastly, I want you to talk about you. What are your goals and aspirations? What are the things that you want to achieve? Who are the people that you are working with? What are the tools and support structures in place to help that person succeed? Those are the 4 things that I want you to cover. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of method just to hammer home why this is the perfect pitch. Why you should do it each and every time. We'll do some hypotheticals. Firstly, one of the most common responses that you'll get when you do your pitch is someone coming back and asking you 101 questions about product. Has anyone had anyone really product inquisitive? Tell me all about these stem cells. How does this work? Liquid Botox? 101 product questions. Now, what would you do if you got someone like that? Well, down in red here, cover all bases. You've done the pitch, but what do? Focus on what interests them the most. If you have someone that's obsessed with the product and is very product curious, meet them at their needs. Talk all about the products. Tell them why our products are different, why they work, the results people are getting. But don't do this. You need to get involved in Jeunesse Global because you need to embrace residual income. This is the income that will help you retire comfortably so that you've got money in your latter years. In fact, what I think you should do is resign from your job tomorrow and build this business full time. What's going to happen? End of relationship. End of relationship. Because you haven't met them at their needs. Their curiosity right now, and probably the only decision they're going to make today is on the product. Everything else, you're not even going to think about that. So if you do meet them at their needs, you talk all about the product, guess what can happen? A month later they come back to you and they say, Lyndon, I am getting people coming up asking me questions, talking to me about my appearance and how it's changed and how well I'm feeling. I'm actually wanting to tell people, how did that business thingy, how does that work, what you told me about last month? And what can you end up doing? Upgrading the interest of that customer to a distributor. Now, what's hypothetical number 2? You get someone who comes back and says, really? This business is really booming? Look, I'm actually would love to earn an extra income stream. Is there room for me here in Toronto to go and build a business? How many people are getting success? What sort of income are people earning? Now, what I don't want you to do, I feel like we should start dancing in a bit. What I don't want you to do is stem cells, telomeres, instantly ageless, lose their wrinkles in 60 seconds. Why would you not do that? Because you've got someone that's already convinced about the product. They're actually really interested as to whether this is a business that can work for them. Meet them at their needs and focus all on the business because you've got an entrepreneur in front of you. Now, what's another possibility? You might get someone who comes back and says, Lyndon, how long have you been building the business? What sort of results have you had? What have you seen out there with average people? Have they been able to do it? Who are the people that you're working with? What's some of the strategies that you use to build? Now, what would you do if you had someone that came back and asked a whole lot of questions like that? Well, I'd get pretty excited. You don't have to convince them about the product. You don't have to convince them about the business. What you do need to do is to convince them about you. Now, how many people here in the room have ever joined a network marketing company before in your life? How many people have joined one? Just about everyone? How many people found that that experience absolutely exceeded your expectations? That's not a good number. If it exceeded your expectations so well, you probably wouldn't be here today.
That's right.
See, the problem that we have is that most people we talk to have already joined a network marketing company before. It's actually about 80% of people. And for most people, it was an underwhelming experience. In fact, for most people, their enroller became the invisible human. There today, gone tomorrow. Have you ever heard of the saying, once bitten, twice shy? So if you get someone that starts asking you a lot of questions about you, I want you to get excited because you don't need to convince them about the business and the product they're in. But they want to see whether you're going to be the right person to help them succeed. Can you be trusted? Can you believe? Are you someone that's going to roll up your sleeves and go to work with them? Because in the past, so many people have been let down. See how I'm giving you some methods on how to do things? There is a structure and a plan in place. See, there are a lot of people that I know that have had diamonds slip between their fingers, where they've actually prospected a diamond, but in the end chose not to enrol with that person, simply because they didn't feel that you were going to be a good business partner. So in my second company, I had a very softly spoken Canadian, Mrs. Sager actually. who contacted me by phone. I'd never met this guy before, and he did his pitch and story. And I actually really liked the guy. He was very polite, nice to talk to. But in the end, I started thinking, when I asked a lot of questions about him, I saw he was very inexperienced. You know, he was very hesitant. And I thought, what's the point of enrolling with this guy? I don't know that this is the right person for me. But the smart thing that he did is very quickly, when he spoke all about himself, he did something really clever. He did a three-way phone call. He immediately introduced me to his enroller and his enroller. So two of his success team, and they blew me away. So what I saw was that even though Andy was inexperienced, if I joined with him, what he was bringing was a package of an incredible team to work with. That three-way call earned Andy over $1 million over 7 years. If that three-way call never happened, no cigar. You're starting to see a little bit of the method. Remember, the people that you want to enrol the most are going to be the most challenging. They're going to be the most demanding of your professionalism. Now, what else can happen? Have you ever met any of those really annoying, obnoxious people? When you get in the middle of a conversation, you start talking about Jeunesse, and you're 10 minutes into it, you think, I'd like to hit the rewind button and just never let this conversation happen. Have you ever had those really annoying, obnoxious people? Well, what about if someone came back to you and said, well, you know what, look, all this sounds very well, but I'm not into my health, I enjoy a smoke, I like to drink, and you know what, I'm actually looking forward to getting old and ugly. I have an absolute allergy to these horrible pyramid thingies. What would you do if you get someone like that? Someone that's just obnoxious, negative, you kind of wish the conversation never happened. Well, here's my little tip. A little virtual headbutt. That helps. Makes you feel a little bit better. But in reality, what I want you to do is realise that a smart network marketer always has something up their sleeve and pertains to best work practice. So, do you need to go out and enrol everyone? No. You don't need to enrol everyone. So it's okay if someone says no. But sometimes the no's will lead you to a yes. So what I would do is say to that person, look, I'm not here to convince you of something that you're obviously not comfortable with, but I'm deadly serious in building this business. Maybe you could help me. Now, even the most obnoxious, annoying, negative people are still wired up to help someone else as long as it's no skin off their nose. Who do you know that would find this business model of more interest than you? Well, it's funny you mention that. My next door neighbour is part of one of these wacko pyramids, and they've been trying to enrol me for a year in this company called Newski. Fantastic. What's their number? I'll give them a phone call. Do you know, statistically in network marketing, if you go on to become a big $1 million earner, the majority of the people that you enrol will be people that were referred to you, not people that you went out and sought yourself. You need to be a master of referral. Why not do things in a way that you make referrals more accurate to the very people you're looking for? If you pitch product, what are you going to get? Because you've got to realise that your pitch influences who people are going to refer to you. So if you're all product, what are you going to do? A person's going to think, oh, well, Lyndon, you know what? I know this person down the road that has the worst disfiguring acne I have ever seen. I know this person within my family that's suffering from, 5 or 6 terrible health afflictions. Maybe Infinity might, do something for them. You get referred customers. Now, that would be good if you were building a business based on quantity. More customers, more sales, but not necessarily more business. Here it's all about finding the very people that we're looking for, and we want to channel and funnel them directly to us. So if you pitch the full story, the 4-part pitch, what do you get? A person is thinking, who do I know that is an entrepreneur? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now, I want to give you a little bit of an example because this might hammer it home even better. Put yourself in the position where you've got someone in front of you that's 80 years of age, she's cranky, a little bit ill-tempered, probably doesn't have the personality to be a network marketer, and is on a government pension, so on government benefits. And you're in the position where all of a sudden you've got to do your pitch. Would it be easy to prejudge? Would it be easy to change what you do, the way that you would do things? Because I had this challenge. I had one voice on one shoulder saying, hey, look, don't waste your time. 1 in a million that this lady is going to do anything, with the business. Why not just get on with your day? Quickly give her the products to the wholesaler and move on with your day. Now, you could be forgiven for doing that, couldn't you? But is that pertaining to best work practice? What did I tell you to do earlier? Set your default to entrepreneur. Every person you talk to is an entrepreneur, no matter how much what you're seeing is telling you opposite. So instead of listening to this voice, I listened to the other voice that said, follow through with what you teach everyone else to do. I guarantee you it was the most difficult pitch that I've ever done. I hadn't even got to point number 4, struggling through the business, because I could see she wasn't interested, to where I started talking about me and what I was doing. And she said, Lyndon, please, don't tell me. So make fun with it. In the end, if you master that repetition, every single conversation happens without you having to get stressed out about thinking about what to say. Why? You've had that conversation 101 times, over and over and over again. Embrace mastering repetition. Don't find it boring. Because if you truly believe that one enrolment can change your life, then big things can happen. When you look at Robert Nard, one of the newest diamonds in Jeunesse, I love this guy. You know, Robert took a long time. Was them. Guys, I really hope you got something out of that presentation. It's the most common one that people ask me to do, and put those principles to work. And next time I come to Toronto, I wouldn't be surprised if we've got half a dozen more diamonds here in the room. Thanks.